Nah,
It's
nah,
been
nah.
surreal, man.
You know what? Let's
It's been
save it.
surreal.
Let's save it, man. We already bloody got so many things out the way on the flipping phone conversation. Now now I'm gonna have to come up with a way, like I'm fishing it out of you.
Lead it in.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
go Channel 4 style. Chernobyl, tell us about.
Dude.
To Jannah.
Thing is, I think really we were creating different tribes and nations so that we may get to know one another.
MashaAllah, brother.
Assalamu alaikum, guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. Britain's Got Talent. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I'm saying that Britain's Got Talent is quite possibly one of the most popular shows when it comes to British television. Now, Nabil Abdul Rashid is an Orthodox Muslim and a hilarious stand-up comedian from South London. He delivered an amazing initial performance that got him the golden buzzer from Alicia Dixon that immediately fast-tracks the contestant to the semi-final. And even on that initial performance that he did, he unashamedly proclaimed his faith.
I am a Muslim, which is something... I'm not gonna lie, that's not the reaction I was expecting.
The fact that he was from South London.
South London!
And mashallah, he got an amazing response from the people. And some of you probably noticed, even when Alicia Dixon came in for the hug, you could see the restraint on his face. And some people were even asking as to why he didn't hug her back, because let's face it, she's Alicia Dixon. But of course, that's where his faith came into play. But a few days ago, I would say on a Friday, I think his semi-final performance got aired, and mashallah, he was talking about racism and he was talking about his faith as well.
Look at him doing jokes about being black and Muslim, right? If a white non-Muslim did that, it would be racist.
And the way, mashallah, he was able to intertwine everything in a clever, comedic, and I would say very creative way.
I'm not trying to be racist, right? But these Somalians, these Indians, these Bangladeshis and Nigerians need to go back to Pakistan.
I had to reach out to my bro and celebrate his performance, because let's face it, when it comes to the media, they try to put forward this whole liberal Muslim perspective. So for him to come from an Orthodox background, and bear in mind, he's also been on the BBC, it was, mashallah, a breath of fresh air, and he really blew me away.
Nabil, you're in the final of Britain's Got Talent 2020.
And as a fellow creative, I had to reach out and show my brother some love. And as a surprise to you guys, I've got Nabil Abdul Rashid joining me right here in, obviously, the online space. So, my bro, how is it going? How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, man. Can't complain. It's been surreal. It's been quite mad, but alhamdulillah in all circumstances.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. I know, because we spoke on the phone before as well, you've got loads of people vying for your attention. You got all these interviews lined up, but of course you had to come to, you know, let's face it, the big show, Smile to Jannah. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the gateway, isn't it? You know,
I'm glad that you found the space to, you know.
I love it, bro.
These are the moments that make or break my career, so it's very important.
You know what I'm saying, bro? But I have to say, bro, I was a bit disappointed. You know, a few of the jokes, you know, you got to give credit to the OGs. You know what I'm saying? You can't be doing this. I get the fact that you're...
Honestly, man, my entire act, I even stole my name, you know, everything.
Bro, you know
it's funny you say that, because there's people coming to say, oh, he took that joke from... And like, I know for a fact that these guys don't have any of this, none of the stuff I'm doing is stuff that these guys have done. But the fact that it's me looking the way I do talking about Islam, they have to try and make it out that I've taken it from a brown comic, because normally when someone's talking about Islam on stage, you know, it's not this package that's delivering it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite funny. You know, I won't be surprised if somebody comes forward and tries to claim, he was inspired. You know,
bro, that's standard, isn't it? Like you delivered a knockout performance. Naturally, you're going to get people that are going to kind of try and water it down or try to take that away from you. But bro,
but bro,
the fact that you went there, you spoke about things that are relevant. You made it funny, and bro, it's a career risking thing, and that's one of the things that I noticed, bro. You pretty much got unanimously voted, yeah, other than Amanda Holden, but let's face it, what I'm saying. Let's
To be fair, I think she actually would have voted for me, and she just said that to make the other guy feel good.
yeah.
But that's my theory, because I'm doing her radio show tomorrow, so it's like if she's not a fan, then
That's true. That's true. That's true.
yeah.
Bro,
I mean,
one of the things that I noticed, all of them said, was the fact that he took risks. Yeah. And flipping David Walliams, even he said that he resonated with you as well, bro. That
that kind of worried me, if you ask me. But yeah, when he was saying that, he felt connected to the next. Like I'm like, this guy ain't talking about me.
Yeah.
And then he said my name. I was like,
Bro, I was watching your face, bro. Literally before our thing, I was like, let me see, because ITV's got it on their channel. Bro, I saw your face. You were like, first time they mentioned Nabil Abdul Rashid, you were like, that was the David Williams one. Then again, bro, tell us what was going through your mind when your name came up first time, then second time, and then flipping the third time, bro. Because
I'll do one better. So a lot of people who don't know me personally will know my background, but like I'm naturally a very anxious person. Like there's a long running joke my friends have that you can't sneak up on Nabil, right? Because it's almost impossible to catch me by so I'm very prang, like I'm always, and I always calculate things in my head. I have severe anxiety, so I'm always
whoa.
like
Anxiety. You're a stand-up comedian, my bro.
yeah, I only took it up as a means to learn to cope with it.
No way.
But I think that's probably, how it is, man. Comedy is just my outlet. It helps me deal with my anxiety and it helps me deal with my temper, because I've got a very bad temper as well, believe it or not. So, and I think, I still do, but I've learned to control it more over the years. I've become more patient.
I think our conversation we were having on the phone, I think you mentioned you had a stutter as well.
Yeah. I used to, as a kid, I used to stutter. I have two older brothers. They all stutter. My dad stutters, and like my dad learned to control it. My older brothers have controlled theirs. One of them has it a bit bad, but he also has. We all have the temper. We all have the stammer. And when I start to get angry, I actually start to lose the ability to speak. Like it just turns to, or like when I get nervous or whatever, my speech gets affected. So from a young age, my parents actually got me involved in things like arts, martial arts, sports, performing arts, things like that. Because as a kid, like, I stuttered, I was anxious, I had ADHD, all this stuff. When I was little, and like my parents never got me medicated for it. They were like, take up sports, play video games, do art, and that's why like a lot of people who follow me will know, like I have other talents outside of comedy. Like I'm a really good cook. I think I'm a better cook than I am a comedian. But like it's because I've had to have an outlet for my anxiety to help me calm myself.
Wow.
So like comedy is one of many things that I do to help me deal. Like I hate crowds, bro. I hate crowds. When numbers I don't recognize call my phone, I start getting angry. Like, who's this person called? Like it feels like my space is being invaded.
Yeah.
And
wow.
And I joke a lot because that's how I keep myself calm when things irritate me. So stand up was literally, I just took it up as a means to
That's mega inspirational. So you're afraid of something, yeah, you're anxious, you're afraid of crowds, and you've taken on something that is literally you're at loggerheads with your fears on a daily basis. And bro, because we spoke on the phone as well, that I think that makes your performance even more special. The fact that you were able to take not only your own burdens, my bro, but the burdens of the masses that need people to represent them. And mashallah, bro, I don't mean to keep praising you. Like we had the thing on the phone, but I have to put this out there, bro. Like you flipping smashed it. Bro, you win or you lose, bro, you've definitely won. Like
there is no lose at this point.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. 100.
Like the whole aim when I went to do it, the whole aim was like, okay, if I can get to the final, that would be amazing. Right. So I genuinely didn't think that I would win my round. I thought that I would go through to, the people's vote, and then they would vote me through. Maybe I thought maybe the nurse would go through. And people who like do odds and talk about who's most likely to win, I'm a massive underdog, or I was until the semi-final performance, because my golden buzzer video that people saw is actually quite edited. You don't see how well I did. On the day that I did that, so the video you see is 2 minutes. I was probably on stage for 8 or 9 minutes. And I was only on stage for that long because I kept on getting standing ovations, and I would tell the audience to sit down.
No way.
I could take the screenshot, so I'm not lying. Wallahi, the people backstage who interview other acts had to stop interviews because the crowd was making too much noise when I was on.
Bro, what was getting the standing ovations? Do you remember the trend of the points?
It's jokes about things like Brexit, Islamophobia, the same sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I talk about what I see. I don't just tell you jokes. I tell the truth.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've known me for a while. I'm from South. You're from South.
Yeah.
We
worked together before once with Abu Bakr as well, Roadside to Islam.
Yeah. So the environments that I've been in and the things that we've come up seeing around this neck of the woods. So for me, I can't go on stage and do I don't want to disrespect what other comedians do, but I can't go on stage and do like Mickey Mouse. But I talk about realness, because that's, and it's funny because nobody would have thought the kind of things I talk about would get allowed on Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah, 100.
Nobody.
100, bro. I was like, this guy's got
some of this stuff that I'm gonna do for the final, like semi-final was bad, and it's like, but I think the thing that something I've learned over the years is tawakkul, and knowing that good will always come if it's destined to you. So like when I signed up to do Britain's Got Talent, I remember asking on my Facebook, I asked, what do you think would happen if someone like me did Britain's Got Talent? And people were posting like pictures of terrorism police and
no way.
They're like, oh, they would never have you on Britain's Got Talent. I was like, yeah, okay.
How long ago was this?
This was early in the year.
Damn.
Like, what do you guys think would happen if I did Britain's Got Talent? Just before I went and did the audition, I even asked comedians, I was like, what do you think about Britain's Got Talent? Like, you Britain's Got Talent, whatever. Because even among comedians, I'm known for being, how like in rap music, there's hardcore MCs, like, the low key, for example, is a rapper that talks about Palestine and all this stuff.
Okay.
He's not somebody that performs for a nightclub audience or whatever. So
low
I'm
key,
seen
as those types, yeah.
I'm seen as that in comedy. I'm seen as a hardcore underground,
activist,
not mainstream,
type,
So it's like people are like, how could someone like you do BGT? And I was like, okay, we'll see. And I went and I did it. And obviously, COVID, the riots, and all these things have happened, and it's made the need or the demand for what I do even bigger, I think. And
I think we need to put it out there that your semi-final was actually recorded 5 weeks ago, isn't it?
Yeah, my semi-final was recorded on the 5th of September, I think.
That's nuts.
So,
and I think we were discussing how well it's aged and how relevant
this is I'm not saying, I can't tell you what Allah's plan is, but it's very clear that there's almost something, what are the odds? Like, it's almost like I predicted things. It's almost like I predicted things in what has come out now. And it's, and that's why I'm glad that I did it, because I almost didn't do it, and even when I went on stage for my audition, because like everyone in the arts, I have my haters, I'm sure there's going to be a couple commenting under this video.
Standard, bro.
Yeah, with no picture and a number next to their name. Them ones.
Yeah, Slurpee underscore 123 in it.
Yeah. And I was like, I already had a career before I went on BGT. I was actually doing not too bad, right? But it's like, I realized that if I do badly and I make myself look like an idiot, I'm throwing the career I have away. and I'm gonna give these people so much fuel to
Correct.
attack me with. And like with because I represent so many communities, because most comedians only do white shows or only do black shows, only do Muslim shows, or only do Asian. I do everything. I've always been that guy that does all kinds of audiences. So I'm like, that's so many different groups of people that might watch and laugh at me if I don't do well. And alhamdulillah, and it couldn't have gone better, I don't think.
That's so true, bro. That's 100%, and that's so true. But another thing, we were discussing beforehand as well. Any famous interactions that you've had since you've gone on the show, other than flipping Anton Dick and and David Williams?
Man, like even right now on Twitter, like people, like I had Frankie Boyle tweeting at me.
Ooh,
I had
Frankie,
yeah, and he's a comic I've always liked. We have a lot of
heavyweight.
similarities. Yeah, Frankie Boyle tweeted at me. A few like Baroness Warsi, as and then there's that sister, the Bengali sister, I think, in the Labour Party,
Okay.
tweeted at me. I'm a big fan of like The Walking Dead, and Dave tweeted.
You're talking about Boris Johnson.
Yeah,
You can use that in the final, bro.
No, I'm all right.
Oh.
So the cast members of films that I watch have been retweeting me.
Oh, nice.
Big agents and all kinds, like Krishnan Guru Murphy of Channel 4, and I've always been that guy that the mainstream hasn't really noticed.
Yeah.
So it's a bit weird to have. It almost feels like all the recognition I never got all these years from the mainstream is now. It's surreal to see.
And you know what, bro? You know what it also shows? It shows that as an Orthodox community, we normally just say, "Oh, the day of judgment is coming," or "the Mahdi will be coming soon." So what I'm saying, just kind of wait for that time. And the more we kind of just close off in our boxes, the more we're kind of harboring this creativity, this wisdom, this spirituality, and just look, someone like yourself that's mashallah harboring all these internal battles, but the fact that you've kind of just stepped on it for a short while and just put yourself out there, like you said, risked it, and look at the ripples that you've sent. Yeah, imagine if others, mashallah, go out of their comfort zones and actually show the world their talents. Don't you think, bro, that we've got so much to give?
Yeah, we do, and that's the thing. I was discussing this, and some people might not like that I say this, but not only do Muslims we stifle our own progress in many ways. We almost use Islam as an excuse for mediocrity. So like a Muslim does business. If you are a Muslim doing business with another Muslim, that becomes the excuse for them not to pay you on time, not to get the invoices done properly.
Yeah.
Not to have things like you go to Muslim events and everybody's a charity, right?
Yeah,
because then that's the excuse for. Do you see what I'm saying?
100,
everybody wants a discount.
I felt that and experienced that myself as well.
Yeah, it's you're a videographer, your whatever it is you do. The worst business you can ever do is with your own people, Muslims still, and like it's the same thing. We'll have a comedy night or we'll have some kind of event, and it's poorly organized, and it's not that the money isn't there, it's not that the talent isn't there, but it's like, oh brother, subhanallah, make excuses, and we just don't do things properly. But then there's so many people within the community that are outstanding, but because that spirit of excellence isn't there, it's denied. A lot of people don't then push and try their best to do their best, because they, just look at our TV channels that are catered to Muslims. Look at how poorly run they are.
No one watches them, bro. They all watch Smile to Jannah. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I'm getting tired of all these views. Bro, you gotta do something about it, man. Like all these people, it's too much, bro. Like they need to take some of the viewers.
Go to a Muslim comedy show where I'm not performing, and The only time that the shows go well is when they get non-practicing Muslims to come and perform. Yeah. If you look at even the Muslims, it's like there's this constant battle. Like even now, people have made takfir on me for being on BGT. People have come out and said, "Oh, we shouldn't aspire to entertain the kuffar, the non-Muslim." And I'm like, "But mate, you drive them home after they've come out of the pub."
Bro, it's not even that. It's
You know, like
just be
every single thing.
realistic.
If we take the attitude, apply it to everything else. But bro, you heal them when they're sick.
Mm.
But because I make them laugh, there's something wrong with me. You sell them food.
Bro, it's you
Sell
know
them
what?
alcohol.
Bro,
You know?
even all that to the side, yeah, that's those
You
sorts of
live
debates
here.
are never ending. Bro, our youth, yeah, we talk big, bro, in the masjids, but they have no role model. They have no kind of exemplars in society. They, bro,
I mean, Prophet
but they're
Muhammad
watching
sallallahu
Channel
alaihi
3.
wasallam is their role model. But yeah, they're watching
No,
all the
of
channels.
course, bro. The Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi
Yeah.
Wasallam is their role model, and he should be their role model. But let's be realistic, my bro. Like
Yeah,
it's something that is said, and it's like a thing that should be
easier
done, but
said
it's
than
not.
done.
You know what I'm saying, my
It's
bro?
like like we're quick to take things away.
Yeah,
Like you will tell the sister, don't be a makeup artist, don't be a this, don't be a that. But you wouldn't encourage her to do something else,
yeah,
right? You won't encourage her to be an alima. You won't encourage. You'll tell the brother, don't rap, but you won't tell him what he should do. Like
yeah. You
literally,
must give an alternative, innit?
yeah.
And
We
the
don't
thing what
have
you've done,
media.
my bro, is
Mm.
you're on stage, you're not singing, you're not dancing, bro. You're talking, my bro, and you're talking facts and using humor. You know what I'm saying? It's real talk. It's you know what? And this is the main thing that I wanted to get to, yeah, which is my bro. What he did was he spoke about everything, and the way he tied it up around the Quran ayah that Allah has sent us to get to know each other. Yeah, he sent us, as tribes and as groups so that we can get to know each other. And the way you tied it up, bro, it was I would even say it was a glorified tafsir session on flip on channel 3, bro. But
Careful
it's
before you
done,
get yourself refuted.
bro. But it's done and that's the thing. It's hikmah, and that's what it is. Invite all to the way of thy Lord with beautiful preaching, and that's what it was. It was beautiful preaching. You used wisdom. You don't have to bang people over the head with the Islam thing. Yeah, our actions should speak louder than our words. And the way
Yeah.
we do it, you don't have to say, "Oh, it's quoted in this ayah and this and that."
And
You
verily,
being there, you saying you're a Muslim, you exemplifying that, bro. I think that in itself is an act that a lot of people will be watching. It's inspirational. 100%. We should have role models like the Sahaba, like the Prophet. But let's be realistic. You and me, bro, we're in South. We know what time it is. Yeah, we know
Yeah.
the youth, bro. We go out and we see how much dawah is needed.
and the
So
Muslim youth are the worst. The Muslim youth are the worst. Like if you're dealing with a gang member, you better pray it's not a Muslim gang member. You know, like what our youth are doing. And you know the problem is this, right? We don't have a culture of pragmatism here in the UK among Muslims. We don't have a culture of pragmatism. I don't care what sect you belong to. Every sect does this. Every group does this, where they say things like, for example, oh, we don't need this because Islam. But then it's like, okay, how are you going to practically live dawah? So like we'll say things like, there's no racism in Islam, so don't even discuss racism. But then the worst spaces to be a minority is in Muslim spaces. We don't have sexism. Women have rights in Islam. Have you ever spoken to a Muslim sister and asked her what her experiences are within those circles, within those spheres? And I'm not saying that it's Islam's fault, of course not. But what it is we are lacking, because rather than talk about what is, we talk about what should be. There should be no racism in our spaces. There should be no people doing dodgy dealings and stealing money. I mean, we've got people, Muslims in big charities doing fraud.
mad, bro.
You know, we've got all this stuff happening, and it shouldn't be happening. You know, and what we do is we stick our head in the sand and say, "Oh, we don't need to audit subhanallah, where a Muslim charity make excuse for your brother." We just don't like to deal with the reality of problems that are right in front of us. And you know, in a way, I think that's the reason why we're so charitable, Because rather than have a pragmatic way to fix a problem, we just want to throw money at it and
Yeah.
hope it
Just want
disappears.
to patch it up with the plaster, innit? But
Sweep
bro,
it under the rug.
coming back to the point, yeah,
Mm.
the final. Bro, you got me gassed about the final, bro. What can you tell us, the little tidbits? I don't want you to give away the surprises and that, but what can we expect in the final? And bro, make sure you're doing your 3 calls there and your Ayatul Kursi. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get a lot of that evil eye, bro.
Yeah, and before I go on stage, I always say, Allahumma kfinihim bima shita. Suffice me Allah against all of them. But like what well, I made, if you're on Twitter, you see I made a promise. I said I will not discuss racism or Islamophobia on my final if in the next week nobody is racist or Islamophobic to me.
Okay, I guess we're expecting a lot.
Hopefully.
Come on, bro. We're just speaking about pragmatism, yeah.
I can only talk about my experiences, man.
Bro,
So,
one thing I wanted to ask as well, yeah, as a fellow writer, is it stuff that you've got? Are you now going back to your diaries and your notepads that you've got, or is it stuff that you're like, okay, let me kind of what's your process on writing and getting the content for the semis and for the final?
it's a combination of old and new. I mean, the stuff you saw at the semi-final, I mean, it hit hard. I'd say 95% of that I came up with a week after lockdown ended. Yeah, a week after lockdown ended, I came out. That's when I'd say 95% of the stuff that I did on stage, I came up with it. Everything is pretty much to do with lockdown.
Wow, mashallah.
Was to do with, I mean, if you listen to this, I talked about the changes to my life since the golden buzzer, attitudes towards my golden buzzer video coming out, what else? Yeah, that's literally all I talked about in
Bro, some
that
of the
semi-final.
references they were brilliant. I think Big
Oh yeah, and
Nasty,
the whole thing
Wiley.
with Wiley. Yeah, these were things that happened a week or so after lockdown, and that's
How do you, bro? What's your process on making sure, like, if a joke works? Let's just say you got 3-4 jokes. How do you know which one to put down and say that's what I'm going with?
Trial and error. I mean, I've been doing this for 11 years now, so there's also, I think, it's just like when you make your videos, you probably have a knack for understanding. It's kind of like how a boxer knows the best time to take a shot that knocks someone out. You just know, right?
So you don't trial it with friends, yeah?
No, I mean, I perform at comedy clubs and stuff, theaters and things like that. So I do test it out. But I mean, even then, by the time I go on stage, I've already got an idea what I want to do. And I think because, I mean, there's ways around it, but it's too long to explain here.
Of course.
But I think once in comedy, we have a saying that it takes 5 years to find your voice. So I think I've been doing this long enough now, and I've got enough experience with different types of audiences that I know my voice. I know what works for me. I know I have my own unique style, and yeah, I just know when a joke comes out, I'm like, yeah, that's something that would work for me. I know how I would do that. I mean, because a lot of the stuff I did, if someone else, that's the thing about stand-up. It's not like telling a knock-knock joke. Someone else could take my joke and try and do it, and it would not work. I mean, you've seen it all the time. Where somebody watches stand-up and, oh, the joke, he said something, and he looks like Big Nasty. What? But the way I did it is, there's so many elements to it, and that comes from experience.
100.
It's a whole art form. A lot of people don't realize comedy is an art form.
Yeah.
Until they try it.
Bro, it was an entire narrative. Like, you could see certain bits were woven together. Even the supermarket thing, the way you kind of bought it in multiple times, how you kind of the Big Nasty thing, how not only you had it, but then you actually ended with it. It was, many of it was a roller coaster ride. Like, is he gonna apologize? Is he kind of aware of the diversity thing? Oh crap, he's ending with a Big Nasty joke. So
yeah, and I like that. In comedy we call the ending a callback, And yeah, again, it's a trick of the trade that you learn. Also even how like you can't joke as a stand-up if you're a really good stand-up. You have to make people forget that you're telling jokes and then hit them with the joke.
Mm.
Again, I like to use boxing because I boxed since I was a kid. Um, because
Like
obviously
packing
I'm
stuff away
Nigerian.
and that, and using sellotape and
Is
those big boxes.
as
Oh,
it's almost the same effect of blinding someone with a jab before you throw across. You make them forget about the big strong hand
mm,
with your weaker hand, and then you land. Or you make them think the punch is coming from one place, and you land with another. And it's the
yeah,
same
yeah.
thing with comedy, which is why the end of a joke is called a punchline. The best punchlines are just like the best punches. You don't see them coming. So the misdirection, all this kind of stuff. It's amazing. Comedy, I love comedy, man. It's an art form. One of my favorite comedians is Dave Chappelle, and yeah,
Legend.
I love what I love most about him is how he's just himself on stage and he's comfortable.
Mhm. Especially
He's
now.
just yeah.
You don't
Now he
care,
just
bro.
doesn't care,
But
and you know that,
you
and
can't
those
afford
are
to
the
do
people I
that,
emulate.
Nabil. Yeah, don't go on stage flipping. Yeah, guys. Salam.
To be honest, I think I'm at my best when I don't care. Like when I was on stage, I was anxious before I go on stage, but once I started performing, I didn't. It's
Maybe
the
because
best
there's
feeling
no
in the
one
world.
there apart from three people, a bunch of squeeze, bro.
I was more comfortable when there was 3,000 people in front of me,
Yeah.
man. It's the catharsis of performing on stage is something that I can never explain to someone
Mm.
until they try it for themselves. Waiting backstage is the worst feeling in the world,
Oh,
knowing that
tell me
you
about
have
it.
to go on and entertain. Because like someone walks up to you and says, "And don't think I'm a weirdo. My kids leave these lying around and
Too late, bro.
playing with them is satisfying. I can understand why my 2-year-old does it, but waiting backstage, knowing that you're on next, is the most harrowing feeling in the world.
Mm.
But being on stage and doing your thing is honestly, it's
It's
amazing.
that way, isn't it? I
Yeah,
think that's what Uber and London Transport have done. That's why they've got your bus will be there after 2 minutes, after five
yeah,
minutes. And Uber's telling you, oh, your driver's taking a left turn. He's at McDonald's getting a Big Mac, and he'll be around in
yep.
2 minutes, and he just run over a
This
granny.
man is impatient. Think about this, right? Impatience and laziness are the two things that have caused the most development in mankind. Every
Mm.
technological advancement we have is just to make life easier.
Wow, that's true, bro. You're spitting some bars right there, bro. I
Yeah,
have to say, feel free to use any of my content. I know you're going to be using it anyway. But another thing that I'm actually thinking is it's actually what David Williams said, that he sees a future for you. And the reason why I took that to heart was because certain people in Britain's Got Talent, yeah, bro, inshallah, you're going to smash it. Yeah, you're going to win. But even certain people that are in semi-finals have gone on to make certain, like leaps and bounds in their careers. And especially with David Williams, like, did he speak to you? Was there some kind of talking backstage, or was it like they went into their room and they were like, go and do one, mate?
it went their way. We went ours.
Ah,
I've not even seen Alicia Dixon apart from when you see me seeing her.
yeah.
So like when he was talking, I had no clue he was gonna choose me. But as soon as he chose me, I knew that I would win because
Mm,
I was like, if he's chosen me, Alicia
yeah.
will probably choose because
Because he's a comedian, isn't it? Like comedian knows a
yeah,
comedian. So no, I
yeah,
vibe with that.
that might be it.
I vibe
Yeah,
with
that
that,
might be
bro.
it. Or maybe I was just really good.
Were you saying that when you were back home in the number 2 bus?
They got me an Addison Lee, but yeah, yeah,
Mashallah. Hey, bro, I'm so happy for you, bro. Like, honestly,
alhamdulillah.
honestly, bro. When I saw that, I was actually watching it in the morning, on Twitter, and I was just seeing the retweets and that. And bro, honestly,
Crazy.
the way you killed it and that, mashallah. But I want to say, that there's obviously there's always that tussle that comes, and I'm going to end with this, inshallah. I'm not going to keep you that long. That thing inside where it's like, should I go that way? Should I go this way? But for you, you have taken every step of the way. You've stuck to what is true to you and what you believe in. Yeah. Now, naturally, somebody that sees the potential of glitz and glamour, they want to kind of dial it down. They want to kind of change who they are. Why do you feel that will happen to you, or why you think it won't happen to you? And what do you think will keep you grounded in the future that lies ahead?
I mean, I'm too far gone in the way I am now to change, bro.
Mm,
I'm not a kid. And I've already turned down, like, I've turned down so many things that people don't know about that would have been great for my career. But I turned it down because of my beliefs. And I'm not saying I'm this perfect Muslim or this perfect guy. I'm not, as I'm sure, again, some of the people commenting will be quick to say, but I'm not. I've made mistakes. I'm not the nicest guy in the world. You know, nobody can be perfect, right?
yeah.
But I know one thing about me, and it's that I'm headstrong. I refuse to change. I've stood like, again, some of the situations I've been in before comedy, like, in other situations. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in those situations, I didn't fold. So is it now that I'm going to fold?
Mm,
So, and also, the thing about Islam is that it's a practical religion. It's not a religion where we believe in superhuman people. We believe in real men who had real problems. And Ayub had resolve. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had resolve. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam had resolve. What am I facing really that's equal to what they went through that would make
mm,
me change? Nothing. For 11 years, I've not had the recognition that I feel I deserve because I stuck to my guns. And now the same thing that got doors closed in my face made me trend on Twitter, made these doors open for me. So I just feel that Allah has already told us with hardship comes ease. That's all the
mm.
confirmation I need that I'm doing the right thing.
Subhanallah. And bro, with the final coming up, how do we support you? What's the procedure? Like, I don't watch Britain's Got Talent. I'm sure many people don't, but we want to support our brother in what he's doing. How do we do that?
Well, those who are that way inclined, if they can download the app, because I know our people, black people, and Apane Bande, they don't like to spend money. They get a bit conjuice, But all you have to do is download the app on your phone, and it gives you 5 free votes, right? And you just, on the day, if you feel that I should win, vote for me. It's as simple as that.
Which day is this?
It's going to be on the 10th of October. So that's next Saturday or this coming Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And we only have a small window of time to vote. So I just hope that, whoever is watching, I hope that you guys,
Bro, it's a
vote.
no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, my bro. I'm going to try
We'll
bang
be
this up.
making history if I win,
Come on. Come on, bro.
So, inshallah.
We're going to try bang this video out today. And then tomorrow, obviously, you got your interviews with, the small fish like ITV and, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Scum on the pond, man.
you know what I'm
Scum
saying?
on the pond.
Let's reserve that for the Daily Mail and, and the Daily Star and the Sun. I think you already flipping smashed them. I think you flipping called them, was it toilet paper? Bro, you asked for it, bro. They're coming for you.
Oddly enough, they've all written nice things about me. I guess
I guess
know
that's
now
gonna
that-
change now.
No, literally after my performance, they all wrote nice stuff about me. So I guess they want to act like, hey, he's not talking about us. He's talking about that paper. But
Okay.
we'll see. It's been interesting. It's been interesting.
Bro, honestly, I actually wanted to keep this short as possible, but there's so much that we can talk about. Bro, inshallah, when you win, let's touch base again, and then let's do a longer session. But this week, I just wanted to kind of celebrate you as a person, celebrate just the performance that you've done so far. I'm sure, bro, and I'm gonna pray for you, my bro, and I invite the viewers to do so. May Allah protect you from the evil eye. May Allah protect you from the evil whisperings, and just may Allah keep your surroundings and your family steadfast, that they can support you during this key important time. May Allah bless your kids. I know you are putting them to bed, and inshallah, bro, may Allah increase you. And yeah, man, I'm mega excited for you. I'm mega happy for you, my bro. And let's touch base again.
Okay.
Okay, guys, Inshallah, you guys benefited from that. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.